Hello everyone, this is Jamerica with Jamerica Life. So we went outside and we picked some peppers, right? And you know I save seeds, right? So not only do I save seeds, but I have been having, I don't know if you have, I have had problems when I put bell peppers in the freezer with them getting freezer burned. So today we are going to vacuum seal our fresh peppers that we got from the yard, and we're going to put them in the freezer. That is one way of preserving them. I don't, if anybody knows another way to preserve peppers, let me know, because bell peppers, besides freezing, if you dry them out, they don't taste the same. If you can them, they definitely don't taste the same. So the only way I know to preserve peppers is in the freezer. So let's get to it. Fresh peppers. And of course, I save my seeds. Always remember to do that. Let's get to it. All right, I'm busy today. So guess what? I got a new toy. It is a vacuum sealer. So I'm going to take all of these peppers. This one is not doing so well. I don't think I'm going to use that. I'll just use that for seeds. Take all these peppers and I'm going to cut them up. If you see smoke coming from my thing, I got something in the oven. That's just the way my oven works. All right, so first things first, Jamerica, wash them all. Got 3-minute wash. I'll be right back. So I'm just gonna cut these up into small pieces and then we're gonna vacuum seal it. There's really nothing to it but to do it, right? It's an old saying. I'm showing my age, huh? And I'm cutting them up into chunks. You know, a lot of people pay for convenience, but some of the stuff that you're paying convenience for, I mean, you could practically do it yourself. It's not going to take me long. It's not going to take me long to chop up these peppers. The fresher they are, the easier they cut. See that? They're coming off right away. And I'm working my knife around. These seeds look good. Look at that. You know you're a gardener when you're more worried about the seeds than you are the fruit. I want the fruit. Don't get me wrong. I want this because these, I dropped one. They are sweet. I shouldn't have did that because they're addictive. They are sweet and good. They are crunchy and they have water in them. You know, when I get them from the supermarket, they don't taste the same. And they're definitely not crunchy. These are good. Man, I should not have done it. Now I'm getting addicted. I'm like, okay, just one more. Just one more. Just one more. Nothing like fresh vegetables and fresh fruit. Look at that. This is going to crunch when I cut it. You hear that? Bring it close so you can see what I'm talking about. I know my shirt is wet. That's because I've been washing dishes and I want y'all to see a mess when y'all come in here to visit me. But look at that. You hear that crunch? I want y'all to hear it. That's fresh. I'm going to try to get them in the vacuum sealer as soon as possible. The longer they stay out like this. So this, people don't want this. I'm going to cut that off, right? Now, I'm going to check this thing to see if there's any bugs in here. Because that's what did that, a bug. And if I don't see anything, she is good to go. I'm going to leave that part there. I saw a little speck. I'm going to cut that up. We're going to put it with the rest of it. And you can see I have every color. See this one? Just cut that piece out. Right? Take it out. Put it to the side. We're still going to get these seeds because this is a red pepper, right? And you can see that my red peppers are not big and voluptuous like the ones in the supermarket. And that's just fine. Mine didn't have 10, 10, 10, and it didn't, you know, it lived its life. It lived its life and it became what it became. I mean, I assisted it with natural fertilizer, but I didn't put any chemicals on these things, or I don't know what they use to make them that big, ginormous. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. I got two more. I am so happy with this harvest. Look at this. And and this ain't the half of it, because I harvest all the time, but I'm gonna put it on camera. I need to start doing it more, huh? Because people are like, she's always planting stuff. We don't never see what she harvests. Well, here we go. Here we go. And not only does it feed me, y'all see me giving the chicken stuff, right? It supplements my feed. Those chickens are not cheap. If you get chickens that think you're going to save money, unless you feed them table scraps, which I suggest you do. If you have table scraps, you and your kids and your husband don't eat all the food, or your grandma, your mama, your whoever, your family don't eat all the food, give that to the chickens. They won't eat what they they don't like. They pick around. They are picky eaters. Unless, you know, sometimes babies, they make mistakes. But once a chicken sees another chicken eating it and sees that it doesn't get sick, they all gonna come for it. They all gonna come, and they're all gonna want a piece of it. And then once they realize that it's good and it tastes good, they'll all come running. Let's go over to the vacuum sealer. My new toy. Here's my vacuum sealer, my new toy. Yes. I'm gonna plug this in. I got my eggs here. These are from today. You see, I still got the guide and everything, right? This thing is so easy. It's so easy to use this thing. The thing I wish that I had is that I had bought one of these sooner, but they're expensive. So I was like, So let's get our stuff and bring it over here. I'll be right back. So here's the bags, vacuum sealer bags. And this is a chamber vacuum sealer. I'll show it to you in just a second. You open your bag up. Usually I flip it inside out, especially if you got something greasy, like chicken. I was doing chicken earlier. Got a new toy, and I like playing with new stuff. So we're gonna put these in here till I think I have enough. Maybe I could fit all of it in there, huh? Let's see. No. Yeah, I'm gonna do it all. Why not? Go for it, girl. Go for it. We got them all in here. I'm so happy. I'm so happy I bought this. It was hard bullet to bite because it wasn't cheap. And I was like, you know, and I will nickel and dime myself to death. So you see that there's little juices in here. You got to wipe that off. So I'm going to get a cloth and I'm going to wipe it off and dry it out so that I could get a good seal on this thing. And then we're going to put it in the freezer. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, I wiped it off on the top as much as I could. Right? And let's follow me. Follow me. I'm going to turn you down so you can see what the vacuum sealer looks like. So I'm going to take this bag. I'm going to open the chamber. It's a chamber vacuum sealer, right? I'm going to put this in here. There's a little lip here, right? We'll put the bag under there and get it as flat as possible. Now I'm going to try to flatten my stuff down, flatten my bell peppers down as much as possible without affecting the seal, right? Here we are. I flatten it out and I'm going to put this thing, see this bar? There's a bar here and there's a bar up here, right up here. That's what's going to seal it. But you want to put it under this little lip right here, right? Spread it out. After you get this under the lip, close it down. On the front of this machine, it says Auto Vac Seal, and that's what I'm going to press. And the machine does the rest. It'll be just a second. So it took me a while to get some of this, and the reason why I got a chamber vacuum sealer is because I want to try to start preserving stuff in bags instead of glass. That's the new thing, and it's not USDA approved yet. But if I could buy tuna from, you know, some erroneous manufacturer that's getting all kind of recalls, I might as well do it myself, right? I got, what do they call it? Reverse sealing. I forget what it's called, but it's pressure canning. You see that? Look at this. This is amazing to me, and I know some of you all have vacuum sealer, but this is new to me. All right, don't bust my bubble. And it takes all of the air out, and it seals it. It won't let you open it until it's done. There we are, sealed. Isn't that pretty? I think it is. So now I'm gonna use my grease pencil to mark it, and then I'm gonna put it in the freezer. And I don't have to worry about freezer burn, which has been happening to me. Well, it's the next day, and I pulled it out of the freezer. Look at that. I know it's frosting over, but look, it looks like what I put in there. It doesn't have that freezer burn look. And I got all my seeds. Now you may think that that was a lot of work, but it wasn't. It took me maybe, 10 minutes to go ahead and get fresh peppers. And a lot of them. I mean, I've been harvesting these bell peppers for years. Bell peppers are a perennial plant. I've said it over and over again that what makes them go away or pass away is the cold. Some people chop the plant down to a manageable size, and you can do that and bring it in your house, and you will have these pepper plants for years and years. Eventually they're gonna go to the other side, go to the upper room, but it's not a 1-year plant. If you're buying them, especially if you're buying seedlings, especially when they're so expensive now, I see them for like $5 each. I suggest that you go ahead and try to preserve them, put them in your house as a house plant. They're gonna be ugly, but put them on a windowsill or somewhere, get some sun and water it, and just keep it alive. It's gonna look bad. It's not gonna look nice. It's gonna be really ugly. But as long as you keep it alive, and then when spring rolls around, when it gets warm, put it outside, and that joker will start producing peppers faster than any seedling that you can buy or grow on your own that year. Personally, I don't like starting over. So if I have a plant that is already established, that is a mature plant, I'm gonna try to keep it as long as I possibly can, if you have the room. And if you don't have the room, I mean, keep 1 or 2 of them. Bell peppers are becoming more and more expensive, and those things are this big. And I'm just wondering, my nails are dirty, I'm a gardener. I'm just wondering how they get those plants to grow so big, those bell peppers to get there this big. And the ones that I grow, I mean, my largest one will be about that big. And that's just me. Some people may be getting a better size pepper, but I grow mine from seed. Remember that. I don't buy seedlings. I don't have the commercial fertilizer, because when you buy seedlings, there is fertilizer that's already in that pot. And it's fertilizer, it's a slow release fertilizer that will keep on feeding the plant. And maybe that is why you get bigger peppers, or maybe you use a different fertilizer than me. All I use is fish emulsion, blood meal, and bone meal. And I think that is the healthier way. It keeps the plants alive. Right now, my bell peppers are not doing that well, but those jokers are, I don't know, 3 or 4, I think they're 3 years old. Yeah, 3 years old. And when spring rolls around, first of all, they'll produce in early spring when nobody's getting bell peppers. They'll stop if you have a heated season. As long as you keep harvesting, they'll keep on producing flowers, because the plant wants to reproduce. That's what it's all about, going on and having babies, and so that the plant can stay alive, or the species can stay alive. So if you cut the bell pepper off before it drops off or dries up, it'll keep on producing flowers. In Texas, it'll stop when it gets super hot. So if you have a heat spell, you're not going to get any bell peppers. But as soon as it starts cooling off again, the bell peppers will come back. I'm not going to say you're going to get a lot. You'll get more in spring than you will in fall. But you will get more bell peppers twice, if not continuously, depending on how hot your season is. So I keep my seeds, right? Because I grow from seed. I suggest you do too, even if you don't grow from seed. If you want to start, instead of buying a bunch of packet of seeds, just take some seeds. Even if you get the grocery store bell peppers, sometimes they work. I proved that a couple of times. People think you can't do that, and then you plant them and you get what you get something. Sometimes it doesn't turn out, but what do you have to lose? You don't have anything to lose. Now these bell peppers, I know that they're going to grow because I grew them from seed, and that this is the seed from the seed. It's not from the supermarket. There are some things that I have grown from the supermarket that have grown when people said that they wouldn't. So this is Jamerica with Jamerica Life. Keep growing, keep trying. Everything is getting more expensive, and they're having so many recalls. Is so disturbing. If you grow it from the ground, like when they had a cucumber recall, and I was like, vegetables getting recalled? That's weird. That is weird. And I think it's because of what they're fertilizing with. That some of that compost, and I'm not going to say which compost, some of them are not completely broken down. And if you're using stuff like chicken manure, you better have that joker sitting for a couple of months, because that stuff can make you, what is it, E. coli? That stuff has that stuff, it has stuff that can make you sick in it. So if you don't have the compost broken down enough, and some places use sewage. Yeah. Some compost are sewage. So, you don't know what, it could be human. You don't know what kind of fertilizer they're using. And if you don't know, that, I think that's how we get these outbreaks of E. coli, what's the other one? Listeria. Some of the nasty gastro, or some of them can just make you pass away. So be careful out there. If you grow your own, you know what you're putting in the ground. You're not throwing chicken manure out there that is not broken down. Hopefully you know that. Let your chicken manure, don't throw raw chicken manure out there. You let that joker sit. I suggest you let it sit for a year. But anyway, you can do whatever you want. But I suggest you go ahead and do it. It's worth a try, and it's not that expensive. A pack of seed is $4. A bell pepper is running how much? Some places is $1.19 for one bell pepper. Ridiculous. This is Jamerica with Jamerica Life. I hope I've inspired you to go ahead and harvest your seeds, of course, and go ahead and plant, harvest, and preserve. This is Jamerica from Jamerica Life. I thank you guys for being with me, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.